guys. Good night.
What the hell, Bruce, man?
Good night. Good night.
This
Oh.
Negro.
Nice, man.
Bruce surprised me. I was like, I wasn't expecting to see Bruce, and then, boom,
Skating.
the man is skating at the
Yeah.
last second. And
You good. You know he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff.
yeah.
All right. So we're on, and everybody is. Yes, Sean, you're inside too. Sean skating at the last minute.
He did. He did.
All right. Tonight we have with us the renowned, the
Venerable.
infamous, the what?
Venerable.
Yeah, okay. You said it. The Jason C. Audain. We are going to be having a little conversation tonight. Hopefully we're going to have some persons joining in the chat with their own questions. With us tonight again, we have Sion of Adato Studios. We also have Owen of Bruce Lights and Canvas, myself of Affordable Imports, Conrad, and again we have Jason C. Audain. Alright, we're just gonna wait a little bit to make sure that we have persons joining in. Alright, so far.
Let's share the live. Share the live.
Yes,
like
please.
Shepherds, man.
I'm going to share it one time.
Yeah, me too. But I realize I get the option to share public when I go to Affordable Imports rather than when I go
Serious?
to I get share the public, that option when I go to your page instead.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go there to share quickly.
We have to
Alright.
check that out.
All right.
Alright. Well, I'm guessing Rani isn't in tonight. Unfortunately, he can't make it. Or who knows, he might hit us a surprise visit.
Yeah.
You know, Rani, at the last minute, is probably on his way in. But in the meantime, what happened this week in G.A.? Tell me, what you all saw? I saw one thing.
You showed us the Black Magic thing. No, sorry, the Panasonic thing.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, you
is
showed us that.
Looking crazy.
I looked at it.
But go on.
I looked at it.
With the box, that box camera.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
box
bro.
camera thing.
Yeah.
The
What's your
BS
thoughts
one
on
is-
it?
Little
What's your
black.
thoughts on it, Conrad?
I mean, I'm still learning about video. It's looking good, based on the specs, but that Achilles heel of Panasonic is still there.
Yeah.
You're running a Z9.
Yeah, well, we know Rani is Nikon Banton. He
Yeah,
must
yeah.
pick up-
Yeah.
yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
that
His
isn't
faith is immovable.
isn't that 7,500 for the Z9 or something like that?
Did drop the price?
But
Well,
it
yeah,
was
not the
more than
price.
75. I think
I
I saw
don't know.
75. I don't know how they're gonna compete with 7,500 as being the price where certain things are not even that expensive.
For real?
Yeah.
Who they competing against in that price?
I have
range?
no idea.
Against themselves, apparently.
Yeah, I think they by themselves.
How to
Unless
be-
you're competing with medium format or something like that.
Well, even the medium format is for
True.
is
They're not even in
4,000.
the-
like
They're not
Fujifilm
even-
and all those are like 5 something for the
Yeah,
most.
they're not even in the game. Who buying that at 75?
Well, I guess
But I
the
said the
pros,
cat.
the pros would buy it.
That real hard. That really tough.
One medium format sensor, one from here with that. But when I got medium.
Hey.
Wow.
Ronnie,
The man
that's
really
on good
trying.
there.
He really trying. He really
He
trying.
trying.
He trying to
You
keep
wouldn't-
hope alive.
You want a Nikon ambassadorship really bad. Like,
Hey, if he gets it, I'm real glad for the man.
You never know. You
Oh
never
yeah,
know.
I'm real glad for the man if he
I
gets it.
don't know if we have any locally. That would be great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think I'm gonna kill this color. It kind of would, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no. I was really feeling it before.
First world
but watch it.
problems, why?
Yeah, everybody was looking crisp and clean, and then I just in the corner of the red, like I
Just
don't
bleeding
know.
out like
Youngster.
Yeah.
Sith, like a Sith Lord.
Yeah,
What you could have done, Conrad, is do like
Uh.
Jason and get a set of plants and put it behind you.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Back
turn
up.
off plants though. Yeah, turn off that one.
It's a good thing about being a plant person.
Just throw your vines in the
What
back.
kind of plant we talking about again?
Now, Connor, put back on the light.
Ooh.
Put back on the light.
He's a real hater, bro. I'm TV.
My God, they took away the mood there, man.
You
What kind of mood you talking about?
My red light
Nice
district
vibe
mood.
going there.
Yeah, lightsabers. That's what I'm saying.
Red light
Funny
district. Come on.
lightsabers.
We'll probably put it on later. I keep in with it.
Red light district.
Wait. I don't catch. Cousin, what are you trying to say? What are you saying I do in here then? Red light
What?
district.
Nah, it's Kian. Kian is
Yeah,
it.
Kian said that.
Yeah, Kian with the red light.
Oh, okay. I thought they were trying to make me sound like some sort of.
Wait. You see that bottle that passed there?
Like I said.
You see that spoon of bottle that passed there?
It's
Is
fun.
that
Spoon
small?
up? I have a very big spoon of butter.
You know the big one, the red. Anyway, yeah.
That's the calmly news.
Of course, where's mine?
I should pass it to the corner. Pass it to the frame. Pass it to the frame.
Yeah, I should have been able
Oh,
to pass
shit.
it through one screen.
You
and then somebody
know
else
we had
snap.
to try. You know we should try that shit next
Yes.
time.
Pass it.
Yeah.
Yeah, pass it.
Ah.
Pass it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It would be funny
Man
if
snatch.
it would be funny if you was passing out like, hey, like it would be
Yeah,
like,
you're
hey,
lacking something
Conrad.
like that. Yeah, look at light. And
Yeah,
it's
you'll be like, Conrad, can I get the 120D or
Yeah,
the
sure.
the VL 150 and you're passing and just pull it. that might actually look sexy though. That would
Yeah,
look
we'll
good.
try that. We'll do
We
that.
have to try that.
Yeah, but the fans are expecting it now, though.
That's all right.
OnlyFans or
Only fans.
Not partners.
alright.
See.
Cool.
Don't start to
Accountants
activate
work.
still, no. Don't.
The accountants work.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
Anyway, we're talking about gear.
Yeah, back into this
Back in
weekend.
gear. We had the Panasonic BS1H. It's a box camera. Similar to we have, I think is. Let me see. We already have the red Komodo. We also
That Z thing.
have- Yeah, I'm trying to remember
The Z-Cam? The Z-Cam.
E26 and that family of cameras.
I think
There's also another one
Sigma
that
have a
starts
camera like
with
that
T.
too.
They do
Serious?
like the
Yeah, kind of box.
is the
The
SP
FP, no.
the FP is
Sigma.
it the FP?
Let me check here. This is
You
Sigma.
you hearing
I don't think the FP
Bruce?
was
You
a
hear you
small
hearing
camera.
you hearing those keyboard taps?
Yeah.
What it sounds like? The little clitty. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like MacBook.
Good stuff.
that sound like MacBook Air quality
That's
type.
good stuff.
Yeah.
The Sigma FP, actually FP looks more like the Sony FX3. It's still boxy,
Yes.
but
Yeah,
more
it's still like
rectangular.
more rectangular.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that's easier to rig up if you need to probably put it on a drone because there's a craze right now, or at least outside. But I can't see myself putting a, well, I think it's like 3500 US. 3500 US camera on a drone. That is crazy.
That's why we have insurance, guys.
What's that?
I'm to you. So that's why we have insurance. I'm to you.
Oh,
3500 US.
No guts,
Oh,
no
which
glory.
that's the Panasonic BS1H.
Oh, Panasonic. I thought you were saying Sigma there. Yes.
Oh no, that's more affordable. But the BS1H,
Good night, good night.
unfortunately, has contrast detect autofocus. Well,
Negative.
yeah, some cinematographers. Yeah. Sorry.
That's hard, but then again, if you buy that camera, you're not really you're not falling in the category of
Autofocus.
automatic autofocus. Yeah, so I guess you
Yeah.
are that type that falls under like pull focus kind of stuff. So yeah,
Yeah,
So it
still
might
good
work out.
focus.
so you're not
For
buying
some
that
guys,
for YouTube, one-on-one YouTube stuff.
Me,
It's okay,
no,
man.
not like
Yeah, not about that. You know,
I'm looking
that-
at
that-
the Canon 2 lens lens that are released
I was
recently.
waiting for them. Just let us settle down and then boom. Yeah, Canon again. Innovation again. We're doing it again for y'all. Haters gone hate. Potatoes gone potate. It is what it is.
Honestly, I don't think the camera really matter. No? Whatever camera
Notice
you
the
use, it
crickets,
really
right?
matter.
You notice the crickets, right?
No, it doesn't really matter. Well, to me, it don't matter.
what you really
Yeah,
saying,
that's-
Jason?
I don't understand. Life could end right here. I mean,
No,
Live
actually,
is-
it doesn't matter. To
He
me,
know what-
cameras'
he
lives
know-
matter.
He know
Camera.
what live streaming is this? What group this is, right?
yeah, no, that's
All-
it.
Conrad, I tell you, vet these people, boy.
Sensitizer.
It could be Nikon, Panasonic,
What?
Come.
Sony, Sigma. It really doesn't matter.
I feel this is not Jason, or this is a bot. I feel this one a Randy bot.
Yo,
When he starts with it, the night when he starts with it.
The figure out. Come on. Because
well,
Not Randy.
we also had the
Effective
Mavic 3.
sales.
We're seeing some more of it. Randy
Oh,
mentioned
yeah,
it in the chat.
Wow.
That's the new drone that we're expecting to see later on. We're not sure if we'll get that this year at all, but it's out there. And
Fingers
well,
on toenails.
Yep. And well, Teradek dropped their new
Teradek?
Teradek dropped a more budget friendly, because Teradek is usually upper end of the industry. But they're offering now a HDMI setup with supposedly zero lag, which I would love to see. And that guy is coming
Time
out
for
around
Google.
with, 1500 US.
Deck.
TERADEK. Yeah, just dropped that earlier this week for pre-orders, so that's going to be hot. So what we see in general is the trend of the bigger brands offering more budget-friendly solutions to compete with even the low-end or mid-tier manufacturers, which is really good for the industry. Overall, competition is great. But if you're a gear hoarder like us, that's hard, because then you're always fighting to keep up with the latest and greatest.
Keeping up with the Joneses.
Keeping up with the Joneses, yeah, that's a little tough. But yeah, we looking to see it. Oh yeah, Kevin talked about the Tamron 35 to 150 f2 to 2.8. That is going to be a crazy ass sexy lens. Oh, by the way, as I said that,
That's not a bad
one time-
range. And f-stop range too, though.
No, it's a really
What
nice
going to be
lens.
cost of that?
I think it's around
mean-
1800 or 1900 US, which isn't bad given the
Not
range,
bad.
right?
That's not bad. I mean, Tamron is Tamron, but
Yeah, but
I probably might not buy that. I doubt that's
serious,
that.
why?
I don't know.
I rather prime.
Because one, it's Tamron, and I kind of like.
Nah, I feel this man really is Randy Button. He ain't saying touting Nikon. Now we're talking about Prime. That sound like anybody we know?
Nah,
Prime Minister.
I like primes.
I love primes.
He's a suspect.
I like to zoom with my
He's a
legs.
suspect. Alright, let me see. I'll bring down the light a little bit there. Alright,
I just
good,
real
nice.
forget to check that private chat, but wow.
Serious.
Yeah.
The man see you rather primes. What wrong with primes or Sean? What's wrong with primes?
I like primes. I'd rather shoot with prime too.
Any day. Any
Any
day
day.
of the week. Alright.
Prime is life.
Yeah, of course Prime Minister would say that. Prime is life. A lot of people I know would have been joining in tonight just because Jason is here, and they are probably a little lost as to what we're talking about. But essentially, the group that you're looking at right now, we are predominantly photographers and dabble in video and other stuff. So we wouldn't be training around that jargon expecting most persons to understand. But for the most part, we're just having a little bit of photography fun, professional fun. Alright. Persons, we suggest that you put your kids to bed. We don't know how we're gonna behave tonight.
So I could let loose now.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, you never know. You might hear a profanity or two pass. We just a little raw tonight.
We're not monetizing this one.
Yeah, definitely. We can't. We can't. Not when we have people like Jason on board. Yeah, Jason says what's on his mind. Don't care who hear, who doesn't hear. He comes out to tell the truth, at least from his perspective, which is, I appreciate. I mean, I don't know what other persons, but I appreciate that raw truth sometimes.
Yeah, that straight talk.
Yeah, that unfiltered truth. But just to get into it a little bit, Jason is, well, he calls himself a fine art photographer. Tonight, we would like to know what is a fine art photographer, or what makes a fine art photographer, who he is or she is, and we'll get into a little bit where he started off, where he is probably going, some of his accomplishments, perhaps even where he thinks he could have improved. Don't rub your head. I see you rubbing your head there, Jason. Don't worry. You're safe.
I'm trying to dust off the grease now.
Don't worry, man. That is wisdom. Don't hide the wisdom.
What's his version of Grace? Highlights?
It's just
That's what I said.
What's his Grace? Highlights? Specular highlights? That's his Grace?
yeah, you see them? What are they on here? You see them? That's the pointy ones.
Look good on you, man. Don't worry, man. You're safe. We see two ladies so far in the chat.
What we have, ladies?
Janelle Osborne. It's Jason talking about, you know.
Hi, Jason.
Hi, Jason.
We have Kira
Not me,
Miseret. Thanks very much for joining in tonight. We appreciate
Night,
you.
Janine.
I hope. See if we see them in the next live.
Yo.
I don't know why they came.
All right.
No, it's true. It's true.
Anybody else you would like to say a shout out to there, Jason?
Huh?
Anybody else you would like to shout out to? Are you hearing me clearly? I know I kind of moved away from the mic.
Nah, you good.
Yeah, you need to bring the mic a little closer.
Oh boy.
I hear you
might have
clearly,
to get
but
closer to the mic. Alright, a little better. Let me see if that works.
yeah,
you
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Good to go.
Alright, nice. Alright, again, we're gonna get into it a little
You or
bit.
me?
Uh-huh.
Oh. Another one of the Audain fans.
Another fan.
That's wrong, yes.
Teresa, no.
So,
Hey, Jason, so we need
Teresa.
you on next week, right?
all right, Teresa. I see.
Hi, Teresa. Thanks for joining us. Alright.
That name alone is a trigger name for a man inside here, Bruce.
Yeah.
Serious. Teresa.
Yes.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. That is a trigger name for the man.
Yeah, I had to make sure I check the profile quick.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yes. Okay. Carry on.
I'm supposed to be in class.
Alright, so we are on again tonight with Jason C. Audain, fine art photographer. She said she knows Bruce. He has been published locally and abroad. I even have my magazine. I work with it tonight. We have Caribbean Beat.
Yeah, that's a fire shot.
This is a fire shot. I believe
Salty
this is what.
boy.
Yeah, it's a classic. I have to keep the other one in plastic.
Justin, you have those things printed somewhere too as well?
Nope.
Oh, okay. You should definitely get that
But
in a
if
book
I get,
format.
I have none of my work printed. Not,
You should
not one.
definitely get that in a
For
book
real?
format.
No joke. I have not, because like even like prints, like if I just talk about like how much prints I would have sold, it must have like 8 or 9 prints out in a while, but that's about it.
You should probably develop like a coffee book table or something like that.
No, all those things are in the plans.
Nice.
Good.
Those things are in the making.
In the pipeline.
Yeah.
Nice.
I need to
But
put certain
was-
things together first because I want to do it proper.
Okay.
Understood.
Was that by design though? Having limited prints, or is it? Yeah.
A lot of no's.
The man said by design, eh?
All right. Why?
Sca-
Why though?
Scarcity.
You see, if everybody have a print,
Value.
like the cost would go down.
Value, yep.
Like if when you have a few have it, the cost of their print would go up.
Okay.
You understand? Because I want to make sure everybody who have a copy of my work has something special. So it's like I don't want everybody. Like let me just say I want picture. For the most 10 people, I okay with 10 people having a copy of it.
Okay.
You understand? But after that, I good.
Okay. All right. Somebody
So
should
let's
just-
start a queue up from now. We're doing you call this thing?
What's that?
Thanksgiving. That big
Yeah.
sale in the coming to me.
Oh,
Black Friday.
Yeah, so we queuing up like it's Black Friday for them prints.
Nah, that prints I'm gonna be staying right there.
Nah, man, you have a name
Nah,
out there.
10 partners. Nah, that moving.
All right.
I'm moving.
I think it's easier to sell like coffee table books. Like that could be more of the consumer side of things, whereas the large prints could definitely be the like
Premium?
I think or like how Kevin said, like the exclusivity part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even when I'm doing books, it wouldn't be much either. So
But how do persons usually find your work though? Is it that they're just hearing about Jason and they want to print, or how do they find out about Jason?
and it's like most of the time it's just from social media on my website.
Okay.
Because
So-
like recently when somebody reached out to me recently to do a publication, and they found my website. They didn't find me on Instagram or Facebook or anything like that. And that was a company out in New York.
Could you talk about them?
Huh?
Could you talk about the company?
Yeah. It was basically a website named Departures, a department of the New York Times.
Okay.
You understand? So it's like and I asked them how they found me, and it was like the art director searched online and he found my website, and that was it. So wow. And that's the next thing I would recommend to photographers: get a website. If you don't have a website, you need a website. So it's like it's because so of recent, Facebook and Instagram, WhatsApp, all these things shut down. And if anybody had to find you on that particular day, crickets.
Yes.
You understand? So it's better you have a website. So if somebody send you a text message, you can at least send them back a text message with your website for them to go and check, because the internet didn't shut down. It's just
true. Facebook
and Instagram and WhatsApp.
The Android ways of communicating, some would say.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not a big fan of none of them, so.
Jason, just roll. You said fine art, though. Tell us what exactly makes a fine art photographer? Why would you call yourself a fine art photographer?
Like, this is my definition, right? A fine art photo, to me, is something that stands the test of time. Like if you take a lot of people want photos, but I want to take a photo that somebody would remember, like 40, 50, 60 years down the road. And it's like they could look back on that. I try to capture a moment that person would have forever, not a snapshot. You understand? It had to have a story in the shot as well. It can't just be that's such a nice photo. Like I nothing to take a nice photo. You understand? Like I looking to tell a story. Like when you watch that photo, sometimes like you'll be taking a lot of photos, and sometimes the photo that you it wasn't even trying to take would be that story. You understand? And like I trying to create something unique for a customer. So if a customer reach out to me and say, I want to get like I want to do a photo shoot from a birthday. You understand? First thing I would ask them, what is the theme? You understand? What are you going for? Because I am not the one to just take photos, just pretty photos. You understand? And if they send me a photo that some other photographer take, especially if it's a photographer from Trinidad, I will tell them contact that person. And it sounds like you're reaching out to the wrong person, because I really want to tell a story. And my definition is like I want to create a photo that is like not just the person in the photo, but people. Every time I look at that photo, it's a conversational piece. And they could just something special about this photo. You understand? A lot of people take photos to me that just photos. You understand? I want a story. If I can't look at the photo and see a story, it's just a snapshot. That's me. I would say that a lot, because a lot of these things is just my opinion. It's like I'm not into the snapshot, because nice pictures is nice pictures. Everybody could take a nice photo with the technology that we have right now. But who could take a photo that would really stand the test of time? You could look back at it 10 years and be like, wow, that photo, that's money. You understand? And that's why I look forward to, because like, let me just say I take 100 photos. Most of the time, 2-3 of those photos might make the cut.
Serious.
A lot of my photos people don't ever see. A lot of people, I realize, they post a set of photos on social media, and most of the time it's like you're posting the same photo 3-4 times. It's like, what's the sense? It's like, focus on one photo that you like and understand that really telling the story, and post that. Unless you have 3 or 4 different photos that are telling different parts of the story. But sometimes you see a photo, one photo, so one photo, so one. It's like, we're doing
the exact same thing.
Make up your mind.
Right.
You understand? So that's just my take on creating fine art. It's like, even with like the traditional mask characters, everybody take photos of these characters every year. You understand? Just in the street balancing is the same thing repeated. It's like, I believe those characters needed to be put on a pedestal. That is the reason why I took them, take away the background, so they could focus on the characters alone.
Let's a quick pin in it. Let me just bring up some of your images. As you spoke about the characters from Mars that you typically, how you put it? You put them on a separate background? What exactly do you mean by that?
So it's basically like on location shots with a neutral gray background.
Right.
Because with a neutral gray background, I could change the background in Photoshop just by changing the blending modes.
Right.
You understand? It's a simple thing to do, but the tedious part is basically making it look real.
And
Cutting them.
where would I be able to take in this? This is on your website, you said?
Yeah, on website, going to projects and going to
Alright.
the traditional portrait.
Let's take a look there. Let's do a quick side note. Alright, so we're gonna just do a, let me see here. Great.
That series is a real fire series for real though. I've
Definitely.
never seen anything like that in my short stint on this planet. Especially with regards to our
No, and that's my
culture,
thing.
as
It's like
it
our culture deserve more. That
Facts.
was just my take on it. It's like it needed to be shown in a different way.
Alright. So let me see. I just have another problem with my side of it. It's Candid Carnival, not the Candid.
Now, kind of projects.
Alright. Kyle, could you help me here? Could you add me in? Alright, so we're on the
Yeah,
project
projects.
side of it. Wow. Just the first image alone is it's powerful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
What I mean, just look at this. This is already different here. Alright, let's do the traditional portraits. Is that what you're referring to?
Yep.
Alright, so we're looking at it here. Are you all seeing my screen?
Yeah.
We see everything clearly.
Alright, nice. So again, what inspired you to bring these individuals off of the mass stage, if you will, and put them here? Is it that you just want to remove the distractions, or you wanted to put your spin on it? Because like you said, everyone takes pictures of these individuals every year.
It was a bit of
What
both.
inspired
Not just one. It's like I wanted to add my own spin to it, but also take away the distractions.
Right.
Because, like, let me just say, you have a lot of photos with people playing mass, people enjoying mass, and that's all well and good. You understand? But I believe I've seen that for too long. So I decided, you know what? Because I learned this technique from a photographer called Joe Bright. It's like I've seen him done it all over. You understand? Different things, different people. And I was like, you know what? I feel I could do something like this with traditional mass. It took me about 2 years to really perfect this style.
Wow.
Okay.
You understand? Like
2
I
years,
keep taking pictures with different people before I decided, you know what? I think I'm good enough to really create something like this.
Wow. The
Just-
Sailor Man. Sorry, go ahead.
Jason, quick question. When you come up with this whole concept itself, how hard was it to reach out to these individual people
Well, here's the story about this.
Okay.
So I went to Adam Smith Square when they were performing for traditional mass, and I set up a backdrop. Me and a friend of mine, well, not a friend, girlfriend, went, and she asked the characters on them, and they just came, shot them on the backdrop, and they moved on. So it was 1 hour. I actually went to get about 10 people, but she was determined to get more.
Understood.
I think she in the chat here, Chanel Spooner.
Okay.
Yeah,
Shout out
so
to Chanel.
so she got a lot of the characters, and I'm like, she would go and ask, and they would come, and I would shoot them. You understand? And then people start saying, well, I holding the characters, and then from stopping the characters from going on the stage. Somebody said that. So, and that come and happen, man. I thought I got like around, maybe just say about 30 different characters. But it's like I got so much of the same characters, like I had to choose,
Okay.
yes, selectively now. Like let me just say I get 5 fancy Indian. I would have to choose the best one and edit that one. But I would try my best to edit as much as I could, so I could send the photos to the characters themselves. Because I gave my card to everybody on that night.
As you say that, I want to ask a kind of legal question, and I think you might know where I'm coming from with this already, because we were speaking about selling prints and making money off of them.
Yeah.
I know from my contract, because I'm a wedding photographer, we have the model release part of it. How does that work with you when it comes to like capturing people before they go on stage and in that aspect? Because they are technically pedestrians. Let's just simplify it. They're pedestrians, and it's like a simple street photography kind of thing where you set it up, take pictures, and you go. How are you reaching out to them, or how are they reaching out to you to, um, uh, quote unquote, give away their rights to you, or give you the
Well,
rights to do what you
the
have to
thing
do?
about it, right? I'm not sure if you know how like carnival works,
No,
but you
please.
see, if you take pictures of people in a public place,
Uh-huh.
it's like basically I wouldn't say to give up the rights. It's like once you're in a public place and you decide to perform, it's like you basically in a public space. But at the same time, it's like my goal is not to take anybody rights away. You understand? So like that is the reason why I gave everybody my card after I took a
Understood.
photo. You understand? Because like let me just say if I want to reach out to somebody, like let me just say some like National Geographic want to use a photo and they pay me X amount of dollars, I would want to get the character something.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
That's
That's
just
great.
how I would look at it. It's like if I gain a piece of money, it's like, yeah, but I had a share. You
Okay.
understand? But it's like when it comes to like publications like magazines and things, you don't make much money. You understand? It's more exposure than making money.
Okay.
Unless it's
So,
a big magazine. But
so
like
I get that. And have you gotten anybody from outside, like, what the people that you photograph? Have you ever gotten anybody who came to you and be like, I feel a little uncomfortable, or like, hey, I see what you really want to, like, do they ask you what you're gonna do with this and stuff like that?
well, honestly it's like you see for carnival it's like they have gotten
They
so
got
accustomed
accustomed,
to people taking photos of them.
right?
It's like they look forward to get the best photo of them possible so they could post it on social media so they could portray their costume. Because
Okay,
it's not like they have somebody to photograph their costume. It's like
true.
the photographers are the people that already take pictures of these characters and showcase them in the best way possible.
So you
So
do give them the
no,
photographers.
the characters that have rights to those photos in. It's
Okay,
like what I would tell any character, like if I take a picture of a character, all they had to do is send me a message, I would send them the high res file. You
okay,
understand? They could use that photo however they want. You understand? Once you're not selling it, it's okay. It's like you could use it to advertise yourself, all these things. Is that kind of symbiosis. Everybody had a benefit from the photos. And
true.
that is how I look at it. And I think most photographers kind of do that with the characters and them.
Do you see yourself having the need to actually? Because I know it's more like a understanding, more like a kind of a shake hand and a verbal agreement. But do you see yourself actually doing up a simple contract to try to
I'm going to tell
protect
you
yourself?
in what case I would do up a contract. So like I
Okay,
have projects in mind that I would like to do. And if I am to do those projects, I would pay the characters. Like I would
okay,
actually have a contract, ask them their cost because everybody would have a different cost.
right.
Ask them their cost and pay them what they're worth. You understand? Like if I
That
have
makes
the
sense.
opportunity to do things the way I would love to do it, they would get their justice because these characters don't really make much money.
No, they don't.
You understand? The government, sorry to say, don't give a shit about them.
I have a next line of questions just based on the government, but I will leave that
Bring it
to
come.
I'll leave that for to after the guys and them, because my government question, yeah, and you probably heard it already. You probably heard somebody ask about how is the government involved, like what do
They
you
give zero fuck
zero. I
about traditional mass.
And the thing is, I've spoken to members in the government about the tourism side of things, and I just don't understand why they don't
You know what they're
put
waiting
more
on?
effort. What are we
They're
waiting on?
waiting for
Somebody else,
somebody to come from
somebody
foreign,
else, and
take them, make them big, and all of a sudden, look we mass. And that's how they waiting. That is how almost everything happens. Like on every level of society,
I
like
agree.
like let me just say, if it's an athlete, you're making movies, you're taking pictures. They just wait for you to make it big. And understand? And when masters say, well, yeah,
I mean,
you did
Mind
good.
that thing.
and the thing is, I had the same conversation with somebody else, and my wife and I, we travel like a lot, and we would see carnival advertisement for Barbados and all the other islands when we go to, like, let's say Las Vegas, New York, that kind of thing. Once it's in season, you know what I will not see Trinidad and Carnival
Tell you,
advertised
we have something
anywhere
special
else,
here. We have something special here.
and that
And
pisses me off
because
to
even
no
if you
end.
go up the islands, right, every island have their own version of traditional mass.
Correct.
But traditional mass in Trinidad is on a totally different level. when it comes to quality and costuming.
I agree.
You understand? And storytelling is like these characters have a story to go with each costume. You understand? Especially when it comes to like Moko Somoko. It's like a lot of their like well for the past shoots I've done with them, all of those costumes came from our book, Wilson Harrison books.
Okay.
You understand? I have a whole story to go with these books, and like they would come to me with the story, and we would do a shoot based on the story. It's like they would kind of give me the idea, and I would try to find a location to tell that story as best as possible. And just imagine doing that with Blue Devils. Why they like everybody have their own story, understand? Everybody and watch, and it's like it's a more spiritual thing than just a mass.
It's just
Understand? It takes a very long time to create these costumes. Understand? It's like people don't understand that people feel it's just mass.
And the thing is, it's not that hard to change the quote unquote the culture part of it, the way how people see certain things. It's just
Political will
I don't understand
or the lack thereof.
there's a whole ministry for tourism, and it's like they sit on their hands and they just wait for somebody else to do it, and outside,
No,
and then they'll be like, I feel as though we
and
have
they
that,
never have money.
that
They never have money, but they have
No, but
money
the
to
thing
do
is-
everything else.
I always tell we Trinidadians have something called dirty pride, where only if somebody outside insults Trinidad, that's when our pride jumps up. We
And that
have,
whole thing
other
with
than
Michael
that,
B. Jordan recently is like they took that they could have done so much with that
They
whole
coulda-
scenario, and
Oh
like
my
they was like, you know what? Yes, it's we thing, and like nobody didn't say, you know what? Like we reach out to them and speak to them about it. So we because one of their
because
big
the
problems was
false
the
and
whole,
dirty pride kicking right there from
yeah, no, it's like people don't think, you understand? People just want to get their point across. Just to say, well, I defended my country. You understand? And half
You're
of
not
the time they
defending.
don't
You're
defend the
bringing it
country.
down. You're bringing it down. You're bringing it. You're stunting the growth of. Oh, good. Sorry, guys. I sorry for turning this into a political and more carnival centric kind of thing. But for my last question, Jason, what would you suggest that the government actually do to, let's say, a simple thing as trying to make carnival a little more international than what we have currently? Like, what, in your opinion, what would be like first step, second step, that kind of thing?
Well, number one, I believe, because our traditional mask is so unique, invest in traditional masks, because most of these characters scrape money up to make these costumes. Just imagine if they had a budget every year. And I'm not saying everybody makes beautiful costumes, right? But like, let me just say the select few who do a good job. Make sure they have a piece of money right before Carnival. Like, let me just say, if they have a concept, you understand, they come to the government with a concept and say, oh, well, this is the costume I'm looking to build, you understand, it will take X amount of dollars and it will take X amount of time. Make sure and give them the money up front. Say, how we're going on. I know you're going and represent our country for Carnival. Look at $6,000, look at $10,000. This would help you. And not just give them money for the costume, give them money to help them through the Carnival season. You understand? Because they're using their money to travel, they're using their money to do whatnot. And next thing is like, create like a bigger experience. So like when people come Carnival, most of the time it has certain events. They don't have like a one location that people could go. Like, let me just say the Savannah. Make that an actual carnival. Like a carnival of carnivals. So like people could come here and enjoy, no matter what time of day. And honestly, I believe no matter what time of year, people should be able to come. Tourists supposed to be able to, should be able to come in the country and experience carnival. If you want to call it the Mecca Carnival, it should have a all year round experience. Even if it's just one location, it have no museums that are really showcasing mass.
As I was saying, yeah.
You understand? All it have is one or two little things. Like people need to be able to come and experience this anytime they leave, wherever it is, and come to Trinidad if you're representing for Carnival.
And the difference between traditional mask is that we have the traditional characters, but I think they focus more on the pretty mask, which is more of the feathers.
No, because that's where their feeling money is, you understand? Because
okay.
people would spend money to play mask, but foreigners don't want to see that.
No.
You understand? Foreigners want to see the traditional characters.
So they
You
kind of
understand?
get the priorities kind of mixed up in terms
Yeah,
of
yeah,
thinking
no,
financially.
watch.
Okay, I
I
got
tell
you.
you know what happened? Somebody will come and tell you, take my shipper advice one day,
Another Michael
them
B. Jordan.
characters and them, and put them on the level that they need to be at, and then all of a sudden everybody be like that meeting.
I don't know who's advising them, guys. I yes, sorry. So yeah, if you have any questions for us, please type in the comments queue and your questions, please. Yeah. I could go on and on about this government and carnival, so let me just put it right there.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a real trigger for me.
What makes a photo fine art?
To me, I believe when it comes to that is more a personal thing. Because if you consider something that you do as art, you understand, that is your art. You understand? It's like, because I remember somebody asked me at time, they sent me a photo, and I didn't respond. And the person like get upset, they try calling. I didn't respond because I was busy. And I messaged them right after, and I was like, see, you're trying to call me, was you see? Nah, nothing. I know it's the photo the person was trying to get like feedback on. And my response after that was like, I say, what exactly? And he said he wanted to find out what I think about the photo. And I asked him, I said, what do you think about the photo? You understand? He said, well, I like it. You understand? It's exactly what I was trying to create. I said, well, my opinion don't really matter. You understand? It's like, you created what you wanted. It's like, me adding my opinion to it would mess with your mind. You understand? It's like, that might change the direction of your art that you're trying to create. It's like, you might try to create something the way I like it. You understand? And I don't want to send you down that direction. So it's like, if you like something as a photographer and you consider it a work of art, is that, you understand? Art is always up to, is a subjective thing. You understand? It's like, it's up to the person who created it. Just like the photographer and the artist recently, they give him some money to create some work, and the man get 2 blank boards and he say, here going on. Is that? You understand? It's real simple. It's like anything that you create that you consider like your baby or something that you really, it's not just something that you just call it that. It's not, yeah, I feel this is that, but it's like, it's a feeling connected to that. It's like, you know, it has something special about this photo that you create. To me, that is that.
And it also means that it must tell a unique story that resonates with certain people.
No, and not just certain people, you know. To me, it had to be personal. It can't be something that somebody else would like. It's like, if somebody else would like it, you creating art for somebody, you had to create art for yourself. And the people who appreciate it would come. You understand? It's like a lot of people create works and think people would like it. It's like, this one had liked this before, so I'm going to take more of these photos. And then after you realize, but where them people gone? Because they're not doing anything unique anymore. It's the same thing going on over and over again. You have to come with some unique. If you find, like, I just have any photographer, if you're creating work, right? Like, let me just say, January, you taking pictures. And at the end of the year, you keep seeing the same work, you have to change something. It's like, if you're not seeing progress, because every photographer know where they want to be. No matter how much you bullshit people and tell them that they might be good, every photographer knows which part they want to be. And they know where their work is. You understand? It's like, if you take advice from family members, watch, that's the worst advice you could take. You understand? Because half of the time is gas. You understand? It's a no, because you watch, anything you create is good to them. You understand? There is unconditional love. It's like, boy, it's so beautiful. That time it's garbage. You understand? So it's like, you want
and no fault to them. I mean, they're there to support you. It's no fault to them, but it's the bias.
Fault to them. They look
for people like mentorships and stuff like that to give you a good thing.
Might understand the craft. You understand? Like, if you want advice, call everybody. Say, yo,
and make sure you have thick skin too, because you will get some.
Watch.
If you can't take it,
I've been there.
If you cannot take it, you're not gonna grow.
Some feedback, and it hurt me to my soul.
But you grew from it. You definitely grew from that.
Nah, you have to dust that off and go again, because if you can't go again after experiencing something like that, let's say give up. You understand? If somebody could come and destroy all your dreams just like that, you wasn't ready.
It wasn't a dream. It wasn't your dream to begin with.
About that. You just like taking pictures.
Yeah.
You understand? You really love
it. Sell the camera. Just use a phone instead.
Boy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so.
So we're bringing up some questions from the audience still.
Conrad wanted to ask a couple questions.
No, I was just looking for the comments.
Well,
Which
in
part
the
you
meantime,
started though?
Yes.
Where you started though, Jason? When was the first time you picked up a camera?
Well, most likely was about 7 or 8 years ago. I was with this young lady, and she used to take pictures for band launches and things. And I was like, you know what?
All
I
good
trying
stories
to
start with a
support my
young lady.
girlfriend. And so I'm going to take up a little camera, went and get a little small camera. I said, why go and mash up the place? And when I reach on the scene, this fella's a long lens, so I was like, where's that one boy? I went and sell that camera one time. I was like,
Was that Nikon?
nah, it was not an Icon, it was a Canon. I went and sell that camera one time. I said, you know what, I need a bigger camera.
Conrad, you was in business
Went
back
and
then,
get
boy?
a Sony.
Nah, I was nowhere about.
Nah, that was,
Okay.
yeah, it's like I went and get a point and shoot Sony now. I say, right, there's it here. I went and mash up the place. It's just still
Right.
looking like shit. I was like, nah. It's like, it had to be something with these cameras, right? So I say, you know what? I end up giving up the camera, give my girlfriend at the point in time the camera. I say, you know what? Yeah, you taking better pictures of that, keep that. But ego now. I say, no, I go and get a bigger camera. I went and buy a Nikon, actual Nikon, D7000. Went and buy a big expensive lens. I say, right, party done. Nobody can touch me now. Still shit. No, I tell you,
There's a lesson in that, guys. There's a lesson in that.
But it's shit after shit after. I tell you, I didn't get much. And then one night I was at a band launch, and a guy was like, but you have a good lens there. It's like, what you doing? It's like, you shooting automatic? And the man do some adjustments. Well, boy, that was it. I was like, nah, boy. It's like, this is why I could do with this camera. And I never went back after that. It's like, I started shooting man, because all the time I was shooting automatic. And the camera was deciding for me. So I say, you know what? I'm going and try my best to figure out this manual thing. And I started watching video after video on YouTube. I tell you what, I watch video, I do real nonsense at first, but started getting better at understanding composition, lighting, the exposure triangle, start getting everything together. And then after a while, I started studying, you know what, I feel I'm real good at this thing. I was like, yeah, boy, I could make a money off of this thing. It's like after paying all this time, I had this big expensive camera. I could do a thing. And boy, the money wasn't coming in. I was like, because that time I still taking shit, but I just didn't know. And so I assumed I was taking good pictures. And I would take pictures for people and thing. And after I was like, you see this photography, take this out of money. I went and sell everything. I went and bought a PlayStation, a big screen TV, and I was living my best life. And then after I was like, you know, I'm missing this photography.
Yeah.
So I thought it was just about the money. No? Like at the point in time, I thought it was just all about me making $1. No? You understand? And then I was like, you know what? I really had to get back in this photography game. So I went and sell the TV and the PlayStation that I buy back to buy back camera equipment. And then I still didn't have enough money to buy this stuff for my aunt. She called me one day, a Black Friday, and she was like, yo, Sherry and Celestine. And I know she need thing, but she called me and said, yo, this thing, you need help. I see camera. I said, I don't have money to buy no camera. She said, yo, I go sort you up. And after she bought that camera for me, it's like I couldn't feel. Because to me, if I feel, I was feeling she. It's like she believed in my vision. So I was like, you know what? No matter how bad it gets, I keep taking pictures. And it had this book. Most people might know about this book, The Alchemist. And it have a saying in the book, and they say, when you start heading in the direction of your personal legend, the universe is conspiring in your favor. And I started saying, you know what? It's like, I'm not going to focus on money. I just going and try my best to get as good as I possibly can. So I started taking pictures every day. And when I say every day, I go down by the foreshore, I go down in the bush, I just taking random pictures and I get up and walking straight onto my computer and editing. That was my process right through, like pictures, edit, picture, edit. And I just keep getting better. And I literally take like a couple of years off of just being a person and just focus on photography. Like I wasn't in a relationship, wasn't even working much, I just wanted to take pictures. And I just keep getting better and better. And I would tell anybody, if you really want to become a good photographer, You have to do that shit every day. You understand? It's like, and when I say every day, I don't mean with your big camera, with your phone, wherever you have. You understand? Because a lot of pictures I just post, it's pictures I take on my phone. You understand? My personal account, I think people might feel is my camera, but it's
Big
phone
camera.
pictures. So it's like my journey with photography just keep getting better and better. And it's like it is know when you get you're good. It's like it is reach a point when it just hits you and it's be like, yeah, I think I have what I didn't have before. And I sound I could actually do this thing properly. And a lot of photographers who charge 300 and 500 and things is like, I honestly think,
1500.
and it's just my opinion, what you should do is try to get better. You understand? Instead of charging $300 and $500, get good enough to start at least 1,000 or 15. And I'm not talking about weddings. I'm talking about like portraits. It's like when you charge $300 for a photo shoot and tell the people again 15, 20 photos and 3 prints, it's like, you use a magician? It's like, how much money you make it? You understand? And why
What's your profit? 50 cents?
No, but here what I realize, foreign photographers.
About the digestive stuff.
No, but here what they just think. They just think about it, it's like, I'm making this in an hour. They don't have much people that can make $300.
They're doing volume.
You understand? And it's not like you're doing a shoot an hour. That is one day. You understand? It's like you're making $300. It's not like you're doing 10 shoots in one day. That is one day. You understand? And you end up with, you have to go and edit pictures for a couple of days unless you have an automatic button that you press in pow and your photo looking good. But a lot of them, I understand everybody had to make $1, but if you want to make plenty money down the road, you can't start at not $300. It's like get better at the craft, do a normal 8 to 4 work until they get good enough, and then say, you know what, I want $1,000. It's like we're telling yourself, but you ain't getting no prints for this, eh? You're getting 10 photos. You understand? And no, because think about it. You going and do a photo shoot with somebody with one outfit. How much pictures
How much
going? How much
pictures you
photos
going
going
out
to do? You understand?
You're just watering it down after that.
So it's like
after 10.
a lot of people might try their best to try and please people, but it's like trying to please people wouldn't get you anywhere. And that is all the things I've learned as a photographer. It's like I've been through a lot of shit, you understand, trying to become the best, because my goal is not to become real good. I want to be the best. I don't want to be better than Frank down the road. I want to be the best. I don't care. And when I say the best, I talk in word. I'm not talking Trinidad. You understand? I want to reach a point that my name calling on BBC, National Geographic, People Magazine, that's the aim I'm going for. So it's like, I can't be mediocre. You understand? I had to be better than the best. So it's like, even right now, I'm not even close to which one I want to be.
Yeah, you're competing
You
against
people
yourself.
might work and be like, wow. You understand? But I want to be way better than I am right now.
Agreed.
And I'm real far from it. People go say, nah, what you talking shippiness? But people don't see why they be seeing in my head.
True.
I tell you, everybody fights their own war in their head. It's like everybody see where they want to be. And it takes a lot of time. And if you don't have no patience, you go fail.
That's true.
So yeah, that was just my ramble after the
No, but he's
real bars.
He's absolutely right, because I was telling Cassius today about the just this little story I heard where this guy hired 2 woodcutters to cut down 2 trees in 6 hours. So the first one gone, he said, all right, no problem, bet. And he started to hit that tree 6 hours straight. He cut down the tree. The second one gone, in the back there and started sharpening the axe for 4 hours. Come and cut down the tree in 2. Work less, but work smart.
Nah, but
Use the time.
But let me tell you something about that.
Use the time
that didn't make no sense.
How
Let me tell you
so?
why, right? It's like that 6 hours. The only how it makes sense is if he did the whole process in less than 6 hours. Because I still 6 hours because it's
No, because it gave you 6 hours, yeah.
and 2 hours cutting it. You understand? It's like you had to find a way to even do it in 4 hours, sharpen and cut it in 4 hours. And that is the way how I would consider that progress. It's like you had to take out some of the hours out of the process in order for you to call it progress, in my opinion. It's like if I try to do something smart, I had to cut some time, not just do it easier. Some time I had to cut off of that.
Well, that's the thing. Sometimes people they want to reach that level of, how do we put it, success without actually putting any time. They
Of
just simply
course,
want to
but-
get the success.
But you know, everybody was asking when it post that, how you get that? Like, how,
What camera you use? What
Yeah,
lens
it's
you
like
use?
somebody messaged me
What's-
at time.
What settings?
So they're
It's
trying
like,
to fast forward their whole progress.
exactly.
without
Somebody
actually putting in
messaged me
the
at time
hours.
was like, them pictures looking like that Sony sharpness, boy.
Oh Lord.
I was like, what shit you talking?
And what you use? Your phone? Your iPhone?
Huh? No, it
Or
was.
was it
I
shot?
honestly can't remember, but I was like, yo, I say you're talking
Yeah, not
nonsense.
important.
I said that nothing like Sony sharpness. And then he was like, yeah, you know what I mean? I was like, no, I say you're talking shit. It's like, go. I don't know who the person was ready, because ready. I just deleted that conversation after. But it's like when people message me with nonsense like that, honestly, I just get mad because it's like everybody trying to cut the cost, you understand? And I know the work I put in. Much manual lens I use. It had no, I can afford no automatic lens. I tell you, if you see me trying to focus, I tell you everything straight out of focus. You understand? I do real photo shoot and straight out of focus. And it's after watching them pictures that trying to sharpen them back up. I tell you, until they get good at that. So I know I could shoot with a manual lens if I choose to. But
But Jason,
back then I tell you, it was a
about
struggle.
portraits. I remember you dropping some landscape shots and everything. I see you still talk
No,
about
landscape.
portraits.
Landscape is always one of my loves. It's like that is something I do to de-stress. You understand?
I
Because
find you wasn't touching on the landscape.
okay. Well,
We even
but
have a
then-
question.
Milky Way.
We even have a question from I think Sean about landscapes.
Is that?
Sean. Yep. Yeah, bring it up.
But the thing about high dynamic range is like you could bracket to get high dynamic range. You take shot at different levels and then you change it into HDR in Photoshop. Or it had ways that most people wouldn't go to, unless your file have data and potential. It's like I would take a file, go into Photoshop, get it into camera raw, work on it.
Right.
Okay, bring it back into camera, pitch it again. I just push file sometimes to the limit to see how much you can take until they start seeing them blasted lines on
It's
the
a
bar.
breakdown. It's a
So,
breakdown.
depending on how long, but I tell you, like bracketing is the easiest way. You understand? Because what you could do also, you could take a couple photos and paint in different parts of the photo. It's like you could paint in the foreground, paint in the highlights. Like you could paint everything in bit by bit. But bracketing is the best way to get a nice high dynamic range shot.
But Jason, I'm asking a quick question.
That is like I would bracket shot. What's that?
I was going to ask you a quick question. You kind of brought up like persons watching their work. Do you think persons could be inspired and at the same time do their own thing? Like they look at your work and just not copy it?
Yeah, you could, unless you try to copy. But there are people like to copy and paste.
Right.
You understand? See something, go and stand up, take the photo, watch it, kind of get it up to the scene. You understand? Make sure they have the same composition and try to take the same photo. But what people don't realize is like you robbing the world of your talent. It's like you have something unique. If you could take a photo, like copy somebody's photo, take it the same way, you understand? Give it the same light and the same color. That means you could do even a better job, and you don't even know that. A lot of people just do that and they don't even realize you rob the world of your talent by trying to copy somebody else. It's like you unique. Try and do you. You understand? Because I understand you can try to copy a couple of things as you're not getting into it. But after a while, you have to stop copying and try to do your own thing. Even if you do shit. You have to do shit until you stop doing shit.
But have you ever encountered somebody trying to copy your work though? Like,
But I real watch, come on. I real people who just copy in Trinidad and Tobago.
I know
Copy
you and I
and
just talk,
paste.
but for the viewers, for the people on the live, tell them.
Conrad on a Bacchanal strip.
No,
right
no,
now.
watch. Let me tell you something, right? We ask me.
You want to know if people copy yours?
persons. Yeah, who well, we want to say who exactly.
You want to
But
call her name?
no, don't call names. Don't call any names, just
Yeah.
talk about this.
All right,
But
all right.
I mean, people copy you. You're seeing where people can copy you, or they copy you.
No, but
without
honestly,
the
I don't believe I that easy to copy. Because no, that is me. Like I don't believe I that easy to copy. It's like people could try. You understand? But let me tell you something about me and that. I like when people copy my shit. Because I just go in and do a better job next time. And yeah, come and follow me. You understand? You want to copy? Come. That's why I like to do. Like, let me just say I take something and everybody going up and somebody try to copy it. No problem. Tell somebody, who my drink? You understand? Let me go and do something better than that. No, it's real simple. And tell them, yeah, come and copy this too. Because what that does to me, you understand, that includes me as well. It's like the more somebody copy me, the more I would try to overdo it. It's like I would go to the extreme because I tell you, it's not hard to create something unique. It's not hard. You understand? It's like, it's really not hard. It's like, if you do something over and over again, you would make a breakthrough. Because like by the foreshore, that is why I learn landscape photography. I went by the foreshore every single day.
Wow.
No exaggeration.
How long it took you to get the shot you wanted?
Not really the shot, but to understand what I was trying to do.
I think he said like 2 years.
It's like I took a lot of pictures. I took real good shit. I took bad shit. All different kind of shit.
In between shit.
And watch, even the ones I thought was good was shit. You understand? But what I would say is like when you're over time, you will just start realizing you're getting a little better. You understand? And what I would encourage any photographer, see editing, if you don't know how to edit, you're wasting your time. Sorry. You understand? If you feel you're going to take a perfect picture by snapping pictures, best of luck. You understand? Yeah, go take some good pictures, But editing, what people don't realize, people might have a problem with editing, but back then in the dark room, you had to edit it. Dodging and burning, all those things come from the dark room. So you have to edit. You understand? If you, as an artist, anybody who doing photography, I would consider him to some extent an artist. You understand? Who creating work. It's like, if you really want to take it to the next level, you had to learn how to edit. You understand? Even if you start small, Lightroom, and then after graduate to Photoshop. Because honestly, I don't know much about Photoshop. Photoshop is the hardest software I ever tried to teach myself. You understand? And I just struggle, even today, trying to do shit. And I just get fed up sometimes and just close down that. But in that photos, I edit for 2-3 hours and start over.
Jeez,
you understand? Many times, 5 hours, days, start over. Because of one little mistake, and it's like, boy, to go back and do that shit yes, I go and start over.
Jeez,
because I tell you something, I had to do that.
But
because
what is passion,
and giving IRS
something over
is important.
Okay.
That's not 1 second.
Sure.
Forget to plug my charger. Un momento.
Demand plans, boy. Demand plans.
Yeah, I mean, Jason is dropping gems. You just have to appreciate it. Again, he's raw. You don't take it personal. Just take it on and see how best you could help improve your craft. Just dropping gems. But while Jason is away, do the persons in the comments, persons on the live, do you all have any questions you want to ask Jason? Drop them in the comments. I hope that wasn't a Fuji. That was not Fuji, right, Jason?
What?
That was no Fuji you dropped there. Right? I heard metal now, no Fuji kind of built strong.
Fuji?
I hear pinky thing.
Watch, as I tell all them, camera is camera.
Get demonetized just for that.
Just for that.
Camera is camera.
Alright, so yeah, Marissa, we just want to feel the questions. So we'll go back up and we will put them through. I know Sean was dropping some questions there. He asked about the landscape and the high dynamic shots and whatnot. Phil is connected. You say Jason is just talking facts connected via Bluetooth to your brain. You're just talking exactly what photographers thinking right now. Kyle, any questions you could pull back up for us to revisit?
I think Marissa had one where she was asking about how much do you rely on digital manipulations, if at all. I think that's what she
touch on that. Yeah.
I don't rely on digital manipulation much. Like, all right, let me put it like this, right? To me, a photo, in my opinion, is a blank canvas. And after that photo, you have to add yourself to the photo to some extent. It's like, and it all depends on who the person is. Like, some people rather go hard on the photo, some people rather not go that hard. But it's like, some photos need little to no work. You understand? And others, they might go hard because of a particular reason. It's like, let me just say underexpose a photo for spite, because they want to get the background in the shot or whatnot. Or, let me just say it had a lot of random shit around. And you decide, you know what? I want to edit the hell out of that. Because like skin editing and thing, I try my best not to do much of that. It's like I would take off things off the person's face that isn't permanent. Like let me just say if it's not permanent, that gone. Buttons, all them thing, I would take that off. Or like mold and like marks and thing. Like let me just say if you have like lines on the eye, I would decrease it. You understand? I would never take it away. It's like I would, because what people don't realize, a lot of the marks and things on the skin is shadows. And shadows cause these things to look bad. Like because that way people would do micro dodging and burning. Because it's just shadows. Like these buttons and things, all they create is shadows. And all you have to do is take your time and edit it out. But it's like I don't like doing too much manipulation. Like I like to get a photo as close as possible to what I want it to look like finish, and then I would add myself to it. Because if you're not getting it close to it, in the early days, I say, I go Photoshop that. I learned that the hard way. Don't say that.
Serious?
Focus on
why?
sure. No, because that, like, let me just say you have a business and you can make. You understand? If you want to go and edit a photo, that would be extra time. You understand? It's like you basically adding time to what you had to do. And if you keep adding time to what you had to do, you making less money. You understand? So I wouldn't recommend saying, well,
I just go and read out La Fuente question here. You say if you can't edit, then you are wasting time. But what if you're a photographer that specializes in raw images with the intent for external retouching? So I'm guessing this person just shoots this person basically, or La Fuente, from what I'm gathering here, probably you could break it down a little bit more, but from what I'm getting here, he is describing a photographer that simply just makes an image and sends it off to somebody else to handle the retouching.
No, well, here's the thing, right? Not everybody like editing. You understand? That's what I believe. You understand? And a lot of big photographers who I follow, they do edit the photos. Lindsay Adler, that one of the photographers I really like. She do edit none of her photos. You understand? If you could get a like, let me just say, for me, I rather edit my work. That's just my opinion. Like, I don't want nobody touching my photos we go photo. Like, that's just me. It's like I don't want nobody touching my photos. Like, I don't want the client seeing them photos properly, unless they are going to a little waps. Because what people don't realize, like, they will take photos a specific way to do a different specific edit. But a client won't see that. It's like, I don't know what I want to bring up these highlights and do all of that. And we show a client, it's like, oh, they're looking so, and like, so I just try my best to get the photos as close as possible. And that's the reason why I started trying my best to get as close as possible to edit. You understand? Because if somebody wants to photos for somebody to edit, there is nothing wrong with that. You understand? Because that gives you more time to shoot. You understand? If the main goal is like, let me just say, if your main thing is to make money, this is your job, this is your livelihood, I would recommend doing that. You understand? Because that takes away because editing is take up most of the time. If anybody know about editing, that is take up
way more than shooting.
You understand? So like shooting is just a small part. Editing is what it takes the time. So if you, right, let me just say you use a photographer and you decide, you know what, I'm okay with somebody editing my work. You might make way more money than a photographer who decides to edit his work, because the time you would take to edit, you could be shooting. You understand? But I just don't like people touching my photos. You understand? My photos is like my woman. Don't touch it. You go fall out.
But as you just, I mean, before, well, La Fuente, I guess was just breaking. I say your composition, set design, posing, lighting, wardrobe can create more captivating images straight out camera that sometimes don't need retouching. I'm guessing what he's getting at here, if you get it right in camera, you don't need to do retouching.
Do much.
But
No.
sorry, but sorry, but we're talking there. It's like, don't take me wrong, eh?
It can still be raw, Jason. Don't worry. We
listen
don't
to
get
this.
demonetized.
no, listen to this. If you could really edit, you wouldn't have been saying that. Sorry. You understand? If you decide to not learn how to edit, it's on you. If you like your photos just as it is, on you. And if you're making money off of photos like that,
that's on you.
Go hard. You understand? But me, I talking from experience. It's like editing, and I'm not talking about no crazy editing. I'm talking about simple editing. You understand? Being able to understand.
What does a simple editing do?
All right.
Just break it down.
Basically, understanding what color you want the photos to look like.
Right.
Making sure and clean up the skin, you understand? Just to make sure the person's skin looks, because, and what I mean, like, let me just say the person have buttons, like, let me just say they had a breakout. Somebody
Right.
seen the period or something like that, and they had a
Right.
breakout. And you know what? It's like, them buttons don't normally be there. But it's like, they would like that to clean up. It's like, just being able to do those simple things would make a client happier. You feel like...
That's a lot more work, though.
Huh?
That's a lot more work, though. That's real work to, I mean, you're not
It's
talking
a lot
about...
more work. But what the main goal is to make sure the client is happy. You understand?
Facts.
It's like,
Always.
if I offer a product, my goal is to make sure when I give somebody that product, they enjoy
Right.
it. You understand? And because the thing about it is like, if you doing photos for yourself, you go won't care that. You understand? That's your photos. But if you're doing photos of people and they're seeing photos all over the internet, and the thing about it is like, everybody watching social media, all them things, like everybody want to look good. You understand?
Of course.
Everybody want to look swanky. Nobody don't want to look like just raw. You understand? It's like, honestly, I don't want to look raw. You understand? I know
Right.
real people wouldn't be okay with that, because, as I say, not every day would look your best. You understand? And let me just say, on that day that
True.
you shoot the
Facts.
person, they would want a little touching up. Because, and I tell you from experience, some people would tell you, here what's going on. I don't normally like too much editing and things, but you could just take off them couple things here. You understand? That don't normally be on my face. You understand? I get a scrape
Right.
here, and that don't normally be there. Like, just kind of touch up that. Just knowing how to do those little things and make your client happy.
Yeah.
You
Jason,
understand?
quick
Would make
question,
your
though.
client happy.
Quick question. If you have you ever had a client who comes to you and say, well, I don't really like what you do? Like, they're just not satisfied with the image that they gave them? And how are you treated with that? Or how have you treated with it?
Let me tell you only how that would happen, right? If you don't communicate with your client. That's only how that would happen. You understand? If you don't communicate with the client, you would do shit and then give them the photos, and then they'll be like, what is this? But when you take photos, right? Now, not just take photos, before you even take photos, you have to talk to them clients and it's like, what are you going for? What is the look you're going for? But let me just say a mood board. They go with a mood board to show the clients to them. It's like, these are some of the photos that look like what you was talking about, you understand? And we had a conversation. This is what we was talking about. And when a client going through that mood board, a lot of the time the client will say, I like this photo.
Right.
But you need to ask them, what about the photo they like?
But whose responsibility is it to make a mood board, though?
You, the photographer.
All right, great. Just making sure
and
people understand.
unless you have a creative team, the creative team would have done the mood board. But if you is a run and gun photographer, your job is to do the mood board. And once you communicate with our client, you would know now the client would need X, Y, and Z. So I might choose about 20 photos at this look, 20 photos, and then I would go, sit down, have a meeting. They would go through the photos, tell me which photos I like, and after they tell me which photos I like, I was like, what about the photos you like? The light, the pose, the clothing. Because if you don't know these things, you will try to recreate that same photo, and the client will be like, what shit is this? This is not what I wanted. I really like how she was smiling. Understand? I like how she handles by she neck. It's like sometimes the client don't like the entire photo, they like one thing about the photo. Understand? They like the light. Understand? These are simple things you need to find out what about the photo the person like. Because if you don't ask these questions, you will always end up with the client being like, what is this? It's like, I don't like this. You understand? It's like, I thought we had agreed on this. This is not the photo you show me. You understand? So that's the reason why you need to communicate. If you communicate with your client, you would have less problems. I'm not saying you would have no problems, but you would have less problems.
But what about customers or clients that just don't know what they want? They simply, they come to you to deal with everything. You are the professional. You know the line. You are the professional. Tell me what you think now.
That's why I hired you.
Well, it's very simple.
Yeah, that's why I hired you.
But it's very simple, Conrad. I don't know about anybody else, but it's very simple. That'll take me again. Because you tell me you're going on. Use the professional, you know what you're doing. You create magic. All right? Look magic.
It is.
You understand? Look magic. And honestly,
peanut butter sandwiches.
I would still try my best to still give the client something. Because what I would do, if that is the case, Conrad, while you're shooting, you had to show the clients the photos. You understand? Okay. And that is only how you would know what exactly the client would like.
You
understand?
So
when
like live feedback right on the spot.
Yeah, you're getting feedback one time. So it's like you want to make sure you leave that set with photos that the client like. It's like you can't leave that set unless the client like, let me just say you sell them, you give them 10 photos. That client had like 20. You understand? Not 10. They had like 20. Out of them, let me just say take 50, they had like, and again them 10, they had like 20 out of that 10.
All right. Oh, Marissa has a question here. Is there a particular kind of lighting that you favor? I mean, I love lighting. Jason, I was waiting on this question all night. Talk to us.
Here's the thing with me and light. Light is, don't feel no how, but light is light.
Nah. Sion, where's chair? Sion, where's the chair? Sion, you understand? Sion, which chair? Sion.
All right.
Sion, thank you. Light is what madness is I hear you tonight?
All right. Well, let me play like this.
Make it plain.
Let me play like this.
Jeez, son.
It all depends on. It all depends. It all depends on what exactly you're going for, right? That is me. It's like if I had to choose a particular lighting.
You have to give me something. Come on. No. You can't let that down.
Honestly, it's like I like contrast. That's something I like a lot.
All right.
And not just contrast in a general way. I like micro contrast. Like contrast that do like a photo can be soft and contrast. Okay. You understand? So like, and when I mean contrast, it have a punch. Like it might be soft and nice, but it has certain things that just like jump out of the screen to you know. So it's like I don't like a particular kind of lighting. I love to create looks now. So it's like people feel you have to be a technical photographer. You need to understand f-stops and all these things, and how much stops are light. I don't know none of them things. It's like I just adjust until it look good. That is my definition. It's like I would adjust even if I take 20 shots to get it light. Nobody don't know that. Well, I don't know, but nobody don't know that. It's like you had to try your best. You had to try different things, and until you get, because I would be shooting with somebody, and I was like, right, I'm going to use this setup, but when I put that light on them, it's not looking good. You understand? I had to adapt. I had to change this lighting now. Either bring it closer, because it's real simple when it comes to lighting. Like the bigger the light source and the closer it is to the subject, the softer it is.
Back to the basics.
Even if it's a big light source, it get farther away, it will be hard light. You understand? It's like the closer the light, the softer the light. The farther the light, the harder the light. Unless you have a gigantic freaking softbox. Unless you have the sky, understand, covered overcast or something like that, you know, you can get a real soft light.
Clamshell, beauty lighting, overhead.
What them names you call, and I don't know nothing about that.
You do not know that.
All them
so when I was shooting the traditional mask stuff, that was what, natural light, or do you have?
No, that was one light. Beauty dish.
One light, Jason.
It's one light.
Jeez.
Yeah, man, that's definitely one light. You can tell.
Yes,
one light.
That is exaggerated.
One light from above. That is it.
And that was shot when, during the day or the night?
Night. That's only happened by Adam. It's scary.
Y'all ever went to Old Mass on like in Port of Spain?
It doesn't matter if it's day or night.
And stuff?
Yeah. Like before Juve, 4 o'clock, and you see like the Old Mass coming out like on
Kambule.
on the square and stuff like that.
No, but remember traditional mass have actual event, the traditional and individual mass. So it's like, and it have old mass as well too, not just traditional mass. It have the old mass.
Wow, Philbert.
And people would create their own thing.
Jeez.
Bruce will do that, eh?
Yeah, I don't
really do that with carnival, so I don't worry about me.
With strobes are ready for carnival, don't get to happen.
But that's what I was going to ask. How many other persons you see doing that? Because I know. What do you walk with?
I see Scully did it once.
The last time, but here's the thing. I was walking around.
David Fraser, that's it.
With two 8200s
on the bracket?
On the head. Yeah, with a 7-inch reflector in my hand holding. And I shoot him with that.
Hard light.
So when I done his muscles, when I done it, we want to know one to your shoulder. But I tell you,
bad beach here.
It has its benefits, but it's a lot of work, Jay. It's an exercise. If you want to stand out, and that is my definition that I wanted to look different from everybody
You had to
else.
put in the work, but
You understand? It's like everybody was just shooting normal. I would have flash onto the camera. I going up, and I was shooting a lot of wide shots. So like I would shoot with that 20, and I coming up under it, and I just putting a light overhead, or depending like maybe just if I under, I aim it up, fill the whole space with light. I shoot it whole day.
So last year was the last year you shot, right? 2021.
Nah, 2019.
19. Yeah, it had no carnival in 2020.
Yeah, no carnival. Yeah.
Oh shit, I said last year.
And I didn't really shoot now. It's like I went and shoot Caesar's Army.
You didn't do 2020?
Huh? No,
You didn't
no
do
carnival
2020?
2020.
Yeah.
You serious?
Remember that when
That big
I thought it
debate.
was right. I thought it was right after carnival.
No, it
they shut
actually
down
had
for COVID.
carnival, you know. It had
I wanna
carnival,
know.
yeah. It had carnival.
They
Yeah,
had
when it was
carnival?
2020.
It's right after the shut
Yeah,
down.
because it's only after
13th of
that
March.
things started to get bad in Trinidad and they started
Oh,
shutting.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, all of
That's-
a sudden.
Yes.
Yeah. But
And that
2019 was the last year.
Yeah. No. 2020.
Oh, really? No, when you shot.
2020.
Okay, so Carnival Monday, Old Mass done, stage start. What you was working with on the stage?
Well, I was shooting for Caesar's Army.
Right.
Worst experience ever. But
Wow.
such is life. It was, I tell you. But such is life. But
Alright.
what I say, like, if I shooting, like now, and I'm not talking about the past, like now, I wouldn't go with no light.
Why?
You understand? It's like, it's just like when it comes to edit, like editing your own work, it's like, when you walk around with a light, that light will take away from you getting the money shot sometimes. You understand? Because you have to study about holding this light and adjusting this light. But if you
You're
have
not
a
dynamic. You're not dynamic. Oh, Bruce saying,
No,
what you say
it's-
there, Bruce?
Yeah, manservant.
I mean, yeah,
No,
but you
I'm going to tell you
still...
why that wouldn't make sense. They would never know which part you already liked.
Exactly.
Serious?
Unless you want to share
And,
now.
the, and, then the, and,
Communication.
then, and then the moment gone
Let's talk
when you
about it,
when you're trying to
communication.
get you're trying to
we
fix
don't,
things.
I
Yeah,
don't
the
try for
moment
that.
gone, and them are no
It's like,
time
I
to
just want
start going
to see
post.
something and
Yeah.
shoot.
Boom bang.
Yes, I just want to see something and shoot. That's all.
I ain't gonna lie, light is really good, but it really do hinders you sometimes from working as fast as possible.
I heard you say that, Sion. I
Yeah.
remember you saying that you prefer natural light for that exact reason.
No, I like natural light. Like once, and to me, it doesn't matter if the sun out, if it's overcast. Natural light is give something that you can't get with strobes.
Well, it's
Agree
funny
to
you
this.
say that. It's funny you say that because plenty of people will say that that's the Jason Audain style, a strobe on the stage, and you're lighting up the subject, you're making them pop and separate from the background. But what do you say would give you the edge over other photographers bringing out the exact same image or the exact same
His
scenario or
eyes,
situation?
his creativity, all them
These two
years,
things,
yeah, all them years of
Because-
doing good shit and bad shit for sure.
Exactly, because what has happened, right? A lot of photographers like
That
to
Jason
crowd
style.
a subject, running like
that's why I
everybody
wanna
wanna
get-
a picture.
That's why I want to
Understand?
understand. Where's Jason Audain
I don't know
style?
part of that. If I see people going so, I go in the opposite direction. Or why does I just wait, quietly in the background, and as soon as they're done, I just sneak in for my shot. I move like a sniper. You understand? Like I just wait in the background, and as soon as I realize nobody looking, like yeah, time to swoop in. No, because
know,
people don't realize like if you want to stand out, you can't be taking the same picture everybody taking. It's like you would look like because you would so funny like you would see somebody post a picture on social media and be like, but somebody take my picture.
Yeah. You see that?
You understand that time is like all of them the same damn picture, just from different angles.
Jason,
Slightly
do you get
different.
recognized on the stage? Like, do you
Huh?
get recognized? Do you get recognized from other people on the stage? Like, hey, look,
If
Jason,
I
you go by
want to, but most of the time I just be hiding.
Sniper business.
No, I tell her like I just stand up on the edge, and I stand, and when I realize they're done, I run in and take my picture because most people just be shooting, you understand, spraying and praying. I not into that spraying and praying. My finger just be on the trigger like a gun, waiting for that moment, and as soon as I see that plaques, that's why I just shoot. It's like I just hold on that halfway, and as soon as I see something that I feel looking good, that's when I just snap.
As this story day.
Yeah, it's like because that way you're doing it looking for a story, looking for something that would be compelling to your audience, because as much as you're taking photos for yourself, it's like you're taking photos for people to enjoy. You understand? Okay. Especially when it comes to carnival, it's like you want people to see the mass, you understand, enjoy the mass, you want them to feel like if they was there, you understand? You want to give them that joy, and like, let me just say foreigners who not in Trinidad. You want to make them feel like they was there. You want to get that energy. You want to get that enjoyment. And sometimes you want to get those candid moments when people just...
That's fresh. You're up in it. You're in the middle of it.
Exactly.
But let me ask you this. Quick question. What lens you will be using to... Or it doesn't matter?
We'll and come again. You're
stick.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just asking quick. You said you want to be in the moment. You want to give persons that feeling. What kind of... I mean, I know it's gear-centric. You say it don't matter, but the lens, is it like a particular type of lens?
About 20 to 35.
To get up in that moment?
About 20 to 35.
Okay.
And
up
sometimes...
personal.
Yeah, like sometimes I would even go extreme. Like if I could get like a 16, like if I really want to distort, you see like Moko Jumbies, you could use like those lenses to really distort the features, make them look larger than life. You understand? So you use different lenses for different characters. You understand? Some characters will look better. You understand? Like a long lens. You understand? Some characters will look better if you distort them. Because these Moko Jumbies, they trying to, you understand, perform. It's like you want to see all that cloth. Like even if you could go up on it, like everybody's shot, they want to like, they want to go and shoot up in the crotch. And it's not like that, everybody doing that same shot. It's like nobody is saying, no, let me see if I can get something different. Everybody want to lie down on the ground and up in the Moko Jump, because it's like, oh gosh, everybody taking the shot. And what? They would take the shot right one after the other. One take it, all right, my turn. It's like, yo.
Conveyor belt.
It's like, wait until they see something unique and then pull the trigger, you understand? Like, and I understand, but what I would say too, let me do bash everybody, but it's like sometimes people just want that shot. Like, let me just say if you never got that shot, you would try to get that shot, because like, let me just say you see something specific, you understand, that you didn't get before, and you say, you know what, let me try this shot over again. So I can understand why some people would try it over again. But me, like when I get, like I just leave so much shots in my head. I don't know about anybody else, but I don't go and hope to get a shot. I don't do that.
With a shot list.
Yeah, it's like I just have a shot list in my head. It's like I need this, I need this, I need that. Especially if I go in and shoot on the road, it's like I'm looking for shots. So it's easier. So when you see that shot, wow, you don't even have to say I wanted that easy shot. It's like you don't know here going days what I was looking for. A candid moment, you understand? Like if you just say what that confetti shot with confetti bursting, you understand? And while somebody's smiling and laughing, enjoying stuff, you had to go online by the confetti machine. You understand? Like it's real simple. Like
business, put yourself in position.
Yeah, you had to put yourself in a position to capture the shot you want. If you see it, because what you had to do to it, like you had that foresight. If you just see you seeing somebody, I just see shots, see the person, walk quite around and come back around and walk up to them like I didn't see them. And I say, hey, this is and like I walk down and just come back up and meet the person and I feel like, hey, I know walking up and I know see you, hey. And then I take the picture. So you had to know how to kind of make it look natural too.
You're deadly guy, you're deadly.
Camera captures what the mind creates.
Exactly.
How many knows? Wait. Something I was going to ask you, Jason. I mean, you're one of the first guys I saw locally to do a landscape shot with a long lens. What the hell gave you that trainer thought to even do that?
Well, when it comes to, that is one of my favorite lenses for landscapes, long lens. Because, you see, most people could see what in front of them, right? Like, let me just say you go on a scene, you can see the scene. But see if you could bring something from a distance to somebody, like let me just say they're always seeing this island out in the ocean, and they understand all the time, but they don't know what it really look like. And then you know you go on with your long lens and bring that island to them and say, hey, and understand, take a look at that. So it's like, it's all about bringing the subjects closer, and sometimes adding that compression. I just love compression when it comes to like landscape, like let me just say, I have a shot with I don't know which part it is, but I have a shot with a coconut tree with the sun in the background, you understand? And that is what, and the next thing, mirrorless. I like mirrorless because of the shutter speed. It's like, you see those crazy
gear does matter then.
Huh?
So gear does matter then.
Sometimes.
Gear does matter then.
Sometimes. Sometimes.
Come on,
Again with
man. Come
nothing,
on.
man.
Them,
Again
them
with
fellas trying to,
nothing,
them fellas trying
nothing.
to trap you, boy.
No,
Trying to trap
no, I
you.
said sometimes. So like, let me just say the Fuji. The Fuji could go up to 32,000 shutter speed. And it's
Right.
like, what you could create with a shutter speed like that, sometimes it's unreal. It's like the shot would look like, why really watching? It's like, let me just see the sun setting, you have a little boat right in the line of the sun. You can basically make that look like a yellow arm circle, a line coming down, and this little person on this without any distraction, just black, so you could create like a real abstract, understand, shots with shutter speeds like that. It's like, once you understand how to use your tools, and that's the next thing, you would know what you would need to capture what you're trying to capture. So like, yes, you could use any camera to capture anything, but sometimes if you want something special, you would have to look for a specific camera.
Gotcha.
Understand? Because like, let me
Understood.
just say the 750. I don't really like the 750, but that 4,000 shutter speed, that not working. Outside with that. You understand? It's like, yeah. Because like, and let me tell you what happened to me. I was shooting for Carnival, right? And I had 35 1.4. If I shooting with a 1.4 or 1.2, whatever it is, I shooting at 1.4 or 1.2. I'm not shooting at, if I buy a lens and it have 1.2 on it, that's why I shooting at. Unless I have a real good reason to shoot
Talking Irani language.
with anything else.
Was
Irani
that
language.
was that Bruce? You said something? Yeah, your heart hurting, yeah? No problem.
No,
Drink
it's
some
like,
drink some water,
buying-
Bruce.
Don't
Easy.
wide open, guys. Don't
I'm
wide
not
open.
buying a
You not
lens
take a
with a
drink.
wide aperture. They should
All
have-
that money. All that money to buy
Yeah,
1.4 and then
because
you put it on
that is like
5.6.
most photographers, right? Like the way
And
I say they want a long lens for landscapes. Most photographers would buy a f4. I would never buy a f4 for landscapes when it comes to a long lens. You know why? Because if you want something unique, exactly 1.2 or nothing.
Tell us that, but all our
But-
confirmation.
But
Look,
what I
Cassius
feel like
coming.
to get unique shots, like when it comes to landscapes and long lens,
Cassius,
you
Cassius
need that
come out from-
2.8.
You
You
too.
understand? To get like, let me just say you have a subject in the foreground, you want it to like fall away, like real gradually, you need those apertures to really utilize, because a lot of people got to get these apertures mainly for light. I don't really get those apertures for light. I want that to use it creatively. You understand? Not just to, I just want light in my camera. But I don't care about grain. There's like grain and them thing. I shooting at 4, 5. Once I get a shot, yeah, I go.
Focus.
Unless it, let me just say it messed up completely, I understand. But like normal grain, I okay with grain. Like when I now started, but I don't want no grain. I don't even want a speck. But I realized sometimes you had to push
Same
it.
here.
You had to push that camera.
I reaching that
Nice
12,500
texture.
normal.
Jason, you're inspiring man in the comments, man. Ronnie say you're going to shoot landscapes tomorrow, self. Tomorrow.
Look, watch.
Let me get that St. Vincent
No, watch.
volcano.
To me, let me tell you the importance of landscape, right? Let me tell you the importance of landscape for any portrait photographer. Being able to know how to use your subject in a scene. That is the importance of landscape photography when it comes to a portrait photographer, because you might have a nice scene, you understand, but you had to know where to place that subject in order to make the scene beautiful. Because like I've taken a lot of pictures, you understand, a lot of pictures that I was like, boy, I would like to put somebody in this scene, but it's like, just imagine having a bride with a long dress, you understand, flowing with this scene. So it's like knowing the shots on them that would work for a particular subject is important to learn a little bit of landscape photography.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So we have Sean here. Does Jason mentor? Can we pay him for that? You ever take on anybody?
But here's the problem with that. Yeah? I tried a couple of times, but my methods are a little too harsh for some people. So it's like, because here's the thing with me, right? I don't mind teaching somebody, right? But it's like, people don't know how to listen to it. It's like, I telling you to do this is because I know it. Me telling you to do it because I think it will work. And I said, it's like, unless you have something special, and that's like, and that was in the earlys, right? Like in the earlys of my photography, like I would show people and try to teach people. Even now, if anybody asks me a question and reach out to me, I would try to explain it as best as I could. If somebody call me, right, and ask me how to take them pictures and them, I just take all those backdrops. I would tell them exactly how I take it. without hesitation. Exactly how I take it. And you can go ahead and try. You understand? Because
You don't worry, do a copy here?
no, watch. Let me tell you something. You have to say in the beginning. No, I want them to go harder
That's what I
than me.
said.
I want them to go harder than me. I want them because if I was a teacher, right, and I teach somebody something, if they do it better than me, I ain't doing it right. I want them to be better than me. I will tell anybody that I teach, and it's like, if you want to learn, don't tell me you want to be like me. That's a waste of time. Tell me how going on. It's like, I would like to surpass you one day. You understand? Because if I teach you, you understand what I know, and you take your unique self and add it to that, then you will be able to surpass me. You understand? That's basically like, let me just say, you already had 2 oranges, you understand? And I have 5. And I give you my 5. You have more than me right now. It's like your little bit that you have, added to that 5, you understand? Give you 7. It's like you better than me now. It's like you had to add yourself to it. A lot of people just want to try to become the person that teaching them. It's like, don't ever try to become the person that teaching you. You have to try your best to become better. You understand? Try to do something unique. Because what somebody would do when they're teaching you, right, is like they instill in what they know. That's all somebody could do. What they know, that's the only thing they could give somebody. It's like, I know this, and here it is. But you know how to find a way to try and add yourself to the information I give you. It's like, let me just, if I tell you a technique, sometime in the back here, you might be like, you know what, you never try this. It's like, let me try this and see what it would look like. And you would create something that might surpass what I would have done. So I would encourage any photographer, don't ever try to be like another photographer. You understand? Try your best to be yourself. You understand? Because even if you feel it's a shit on, do photography every day. When I say every day, as I say, every little thing counts. Do photography every day. And I'm telling you, you're going to be better. Anybody can be better than freaking like that. You understand? With some time. Like once you willing to put in the effort and do the same thing over and over, and as soon as you perfect a craft in your mind, right, step 1, I'm going to move on to something else. And it's like you would always come back to that. You understand? But even all the things that I learned, like when I was watching like Joe Grimes and things, learning how to edit those backdrops and things, like I have my own way that I would do it now. You understand? I wouldn't do it the exact same way he do it. And I would try my best to make sure my lighting do look exactly like his own. Because like I don't want it to look like, yeah, there's an ex-Joe Grimes photo. You understand? It's like I want it to look like, yeah, there's a Jason photo. And when I say that, right, some people would try to create something that is seen foreign in Trinidad and feel, well, right, it encapsulated here. Nobody would know that it's somebody else's style. Whoever do that. You understand? Try to create your own style. Because when you, let me just say you get a big break and you get known internationally, and somebody say, boy, that man copying so and so. You understand? All your fame going to naught. You understand? Because you try to copy somebody and feel you can hide. With all the copying you do, you can never hide.
What you say is a fault that you see people keep, or a mistake that you keep seeing people make locally with their photography or their art on the whole.
Say that again?
What issue or what mistake you see persons? You hear me? Tell me if you hear me.
Yeah, I hear them.
All right. I was asking, what mistakes do you see persons keep
you.
repeating locally? There's a delay on my end.
Yeah, them lights on them.
Yeah, the lights breaking down the feed.
Yeah.
It's the dark side of the force. The dark side of the force.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you saying?
I was asking what mistakes you keep seeing persons repeat locally with their craft, whether it be videographers, photographers, any artists on the whole, creators.
Real simple.
No individualism, probably.
Everybody trying to be like Frank down the road.
Correct.
That's the good problem. Everybody trying to be the next this one, the next that one. Everybody trying to be that instead of trying to be themselves. Because as I say, like let me just say, everybody editing one way, they're seeing everybody. Yeah, look some teal and green. Look some this. Look some that. Yeah, take that. That's what everybody like. Yeah, look it. You understand? But it's like what we're doing is like we're trying to do. You're trying to fool people into feeling that you is that person. You understand? We say like everybody just trying to be like one another instead of trying to hone their own craft. You understand? It's like I know it's hard, right? It's real hard to come to create your own style. You understand? That's something that it takes some time to do. But if you keep doing the same thing, you understand, trying to copy somebody else, you would never find it. understand? You would never find who you truly supposed to be as a photographer.
Facts. All right. Any other questions? I don't know if we had any other questions we missed, or if Sion or Owen want to ask any questions, because we already 1 hour 40 minutes in. It didn't even feel like that.
I have a question.
Sure.
I have a question. Conrad, where's the fog machine?
Exactly. This
No,
one going and fog up the place.
Conrad,
it's
it's
on
been
rental.
no. Conrad, we have been waiting a whole hour and 40 minutes for you to
It's on
launch
our rental.
a little fog up in this place.
It's on our rental. Don't study that.
Jason demands it. He is our guest, and he demands a little
That's
fog,
it.
please.
That's not.
You
Nah,
cannot.
we can't do Jason that.
Just not.
Oh gosh. I was pressing the wrong button. Nice. Yeah. Kill that shit. Anyway.
Yeah, but now we
And
can't
now,
see you.
but now put on the
Very
lantern.
key. Very key guy.
It right there. I just didn't put it up. I was doing shit all evening. Jason inspired me to fix myself.
We just missing the fog.
Anyway, forget that shit. What finance project should we expect next? Definitely.
Say that again?
What is it in Neighbors for?
No. Teresa.
Sorry, that. Yeah. What fine arts projects should we expect next?
Well, I have one in the works. It's like I know how I'm created as yet, but I aiming for next month.
All right.
So something a little. I was aiming because it's something a little scary, so I was going to do it this month because of Halloween. But I don't think I have the skill and ability to do it until next month. It's something a little scary. And when I say scary, I want to go extreme. Like it had to look
How
like
extreme
something.
you talking?
Huh?
How extreme you talking? What you can talk about? What you can tell us?
You're
No,
hearing
it-
it first here, ladies and gentlemen.
It's all right. I ain't going to say everything, but it's basically from a book, right? It's a character from a book, right? And it reminds me of a jab, you understand? A jambalaya, see that black tie, like it reminds me of that. So it's like I go in and kind of mix the two and create something scary. That's basically what I'm going to do. Like take two characters, like take a jambalaya and the next character, make them into one, and mind fuck. And that's basically like that's the reaction I'm looking for, like because and that's why I just think, right? Like if I had to create something, I had to look for my reaction first, you understand, and then I would think about everybody else's reaction. And nothing I create is made for somebody to like. Nothing I do, I just be like, unless it's for a client. Only if, like client work, yes, I want to make sure the client enjoy what I do. But when it comes to me creating something unique for myself, I don't care who like it. You understand? It's like, and if you as a creative care who like what you post,
You ain't gonna make
you're
it.
doing something wrong. You understand? It's like you creating that for you. You understand? And if people enjoy it, they would come and see it. If they don't, life goes on. Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
So I'm making
Intrigued about this project, though.
Yeah, according to Teresa, looking like a horror.
Yeah, it's something like that. You understand? But here's the thing, right? It's like I know how I want it to look, but it's a real tricky thing because I can't.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, like
Give it out.
because
really means-
when
really
I
means.
explain it, like if I say something,
It'll
it's
give it
like
away.
then the ideas would start going wrong and everybody here. And it's like it's a simple thing, It's a simple thing, but it had to be done right because of the book I'm taking it from. You understand? It's like it's a Caribbean book. I'm an author from the Caribbean. I can actually tell all the name of the book, but all they wouldn't know the character. All they might be able to decide. Nah, forget it.
Yeah.
Forget it. I thought about it, and then after I don't remember. I tell all they look like a jambalaya. So forget it. I give all that my hints.
That's enough.
Yeah, but that's basically one of the main projects. Like when it comes to me doing something creative, I have a couple others, but that is,
Right.
that is far down the road. That is not right now. That is sometime next year. You understand? Because I need certain equipment in order to create that series. I want to do a series basically on society. And if you have, and the next thing I would recommend most photographers, try your best and create bodies of work. Like even if you as a wedding photographer, do like series. Like you see when they start doing series and thing, what happens is like companies would say, oh, this person in project is like companies like to see projects. You understand? Companies, yeah, you're doing work and stuff. But you see when they're doing bodies of work that you and a team come together and create, it's like people companies would appreciate that. Understand? That is what I've realized. You understand? When commenting, because like a lot of my people go on my website and 95% of the time, like companies would go to my projects. You understand? Because they like to see things being done from start to finish. So a photo shoot is one thing, but doing a project is something else. Something that you came up with a concept. You understand? You and some people come together, created it. You understand? It finished,
Production.
and then after here, look it. It's like
Finish.
companies love seeing projects. And that is stuff I found online, information I found online, because I remember years ago, I really wanted to be on National Geographic. I was thirsty. I was like, yo, I see pinnacle, landscape and nature photography. I was like, this is why I target National Geographic and everything. It's like, or they like my photo now, you understand? They might share, do something. And I went and read the article and that bust my bubble, like, pow. The man
What
say,
was it?
the man say, I know a lot of y'all would like to, you understand, become a National Geographic photographer and you would like to work for National Geographic. Say, but you don't contact National Geographic. National Geographic's contact you.
Oh, wow.
And so,
Don't call us, we'll call you.
So target National Geographic and trying to reach out to them is like, it ain't gonna work out just like that, right? I remember years ago on my birthday, National Geographic, your shot had like one of my photos, and I was like, why one of them just know it was my birthday and just like this photo there. It was like, I wanted it to be something organic now, so I wasn't sure, and I was like, I feel it's a birthday gift to you. But I was very grateful for just the like me. But
Just
recently,
one
well, Conrad don't know that I was published on National Geographic UK. And when that happened, I was like, I tell her, I had to pause for a cause, you know. I was like,
Where's the image again? Where we could find the image, Jason? We had to
if
pull
you
up
go on the
image
website and go into publications, you would see the actual. Let me see if I have the.
I don't think you enable the publication side yet.
No, in the about.
Oh, in
Just
about.
go in the about and you will see the publications and you will see National Geographic. National Geographic, like, because it have like the.
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, so I'm going to share the screen there for our viewers. And yeah, this is the stuff. So how did this happen?
All of them? Which one?
Right?
The one in the middle.
I don't believe in luck, but I believe that was luck. But luck and working hard, because they would never choose the photo if it was not a good photo. So the Moko's Alan from Moko Moko,
Is this
he
the
had an
image?
interview with somebody reached out to him from National Geographic, and they was going through like a lot of the different photos they would people would have taken of them, and he was like, well, check out these different people, and they checked out my work, and the lady reached out to me and was like, looking for a couple of shots somewhere, and I was like, when I get the email, right, I thought it was spam. Only laughing. I see that email, so I just went back on my phone. I was like, these people feel like I want to fucking do it. I was like, I said, let me check it again. And I go back and I check it, and I was like, with this National Geographic logo. And I say, you know what? And then I remember, and I was like, let me reach out to Alan and see this shit legit. And Alan was like, yes, like they reach out to him, whatever, and she reached out. And so I was like, I sent her an email, I tell her she check out the website. If she see anything she like, and so just short man, I will send it over to them, and they choose like 3 or 4 photos, and they end up publishing 2 in the publication. Boy, that was a good feeling.
I can imagine.
But like one of my dream projects would be to do like a project on like, let me just say carnival or traditional mass for National Geographic. Like if I could get to do something about like showcasing traditional mass and on that level, that would be like one of my big things. Because I started photography in Carnival, and that is something that is close to my heart. When it comes to photography, Carnival, like when Carnival happen, I tell her like, piece of me this. I just feel it. So
All right. Jason, just another quick question, man. Where you see yourself in the next couple of years? Where Jason Audain is gonna be? Where are we gonna have to look for Jason Audain?
well, as I say, my goal, huh? Would this be possible without the website? I don't think so. Because the thing about it, those photos was not on my my Instagram account.
Socials.
You understand? It's like I don't post all my photos on social media because social media is not my place for people to enjoy my photos. Like I want people to be able to go to a website on their computer and view the photos big, large, and really enjoy the photos on them. So a website is one of, I tell you people, let me tell you why a website is important. And this is something I learned when I was still kind of a shitter. I was in New York, and did you ever about Lord and Taylor? That is a big company, and one of those where those big fashion, they sell clothes and things. And they was looking for a photographer, and I was in New York, and a friend of mine saw the posting, and she was like, and she tagged up my website and thing, and then people went on my website, sent me an email from my website, and I went and do the photo shoot, the event for them. And if it wasn't for my website, they wouldn't already go and see my photos. But they sent me an email directly from the website. You understand? And that is something I grudge. I was real grateful for that. And I had to leave, or else I would have got more jobs. They called me back to do more work after the job I did for them. And it was like an hour, and it was 300 US.
Back when? How long ago this was?
I was about 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago.
5 years. It's a good while back still, man. Alright.
Moral of the story, please go and get your website or go
Exactly.
on. Please. Squarespace is so easy to just go. A simple thing from Squarespace, just go straight to
That's
Squarespace.
exactly what I use in Squarespace years now.
Yeah,
You
just
understand?
go straight to them and just do it.
I know
It don't have to be
everybody
anything
like different
complicated.
things. Some people might like Wix, but it's like I like the simplicity of Squarespace. I just like simple. I just like simplicity. I don't like complicated. I don't like to be digging and pressing. And as much as I like real nice fancy thing, I like it to be simple. I don't mind paying money for simplicity. You understand? But it had to be good. It's like to make something nice, but as simple as can be.
Oh, we have a question here. Probably the last question for the night. Farai is
Well, I still
asking,
have to answer your question coming.
which one was?
Where you see yourself after.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I just hear New York and I freeze out on that. I don't see you in New York already. I don't see you in New York in your own gallery.
Yeah, remember you had asked me a question.
Yeah, right. I was asking you about where we
No,
would have to
honestly,
look for Jason
it's like,
Audain.
well, hopefully not Trinidad. Sorry to say. It's like because Trinidad don't really care about creators. You understand? Trinidad care about
Changing
creators
that,
making it and then calling them, yeah, them is Trinidadians. So it's like my goal is really to travel and really meet new people, do projects, you understand? Like try to connect with people abroad.
Right.
Because let me tell you all about something that happened many years ago when I was in New York. And this is just something that you could learn from. Like when people give you advice, sometimes you might feel your ego might be like, boy, you don't know what you're talking about. But sometimes it's good to take people's stupid advice. So years ago, when I went to New York and I thought I was hot, and I wasn't. A man asked me him, you ever try film and thing, Jack? I was like, film? What the fuck you talking about film? Like I don't know no film. I was like, that's the past. I looking at the future. I don't know no film. So I do so. Fast forward to now. Same man is a big designer in freaking New York. You understand? Doing stuff for freaking making clothes for LeBron James, all these people. You understand? Big in the business. And it's like sometimes you don't know who you're talking to. and you feel, well, but then you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You understand? But sometimes it's good to try your best and take advice, even from the smallest person. Because one thing I just do, even if somebody who would consider themselves not on my level talking to me, I could learn something from them just like that. It's like everybody feel the no. And I say, take my advice, they don't know. Because you didn't live the life that person lived. And that person will have information that you don't have. The most dangerous and the most powerful thing on the planet is information. You understand? So the more information you could get, the better you would be. You understand? So don't look down on nobody. You understand? No matter what level they're at, and feel you're better than anybody, because somebody could always give you something that might change your career for the better.
Facts. All right. Just one last question we had here. Friar was asking, on your website, how do you determine how much to post?
Post on the website?
Yeah.
Well, I would recommend don't post too much. Look for your best, your best of the best with honors, and post that. So like, let me just say they do a shoot. Might take 200 pictures, you understand? And you might edit 20 that they really like. Unless you post an album for that person, post one. If you're doing albums, you could post a couple. But if you're posting an album, like on my website, I have portraits and I have photos of people. I just want one photo of that person. The one that I consider the best, I see only one I want there. But if I post an album, like let me just say this is Kevin, it would have about 5 photos of Kevin. You understand? Different poses, different looks to showcase the shoot I did for Kevin. You understand? But don't put too much, because what has happened is like people just get fed up. You understand? You will get fed up. That's like making a video too fucking long. It's like somebody will get fed up. It's like the video might be good, but because you stretch it, it loses the quality. But sometimes short and sweet is always good. Just like photos, as I say, some people will try to post a couple photos of a shoot a day and post 20. Nobody want to see 20 of them photos. You understand? Unless you post in a wedding album that have so much different things going on, yes, you could post 20, you could even post 40. You understand? Because it's a wedding. And it has different parts of the wedding that people would appreciate. But if you're doing one shoot, one outfit, how much pictures you going on post? I'll get fed up of seeing it. You understand? Post a couple, you understand? Look for the best, you understand? And when I see the best, different look, different poses, different facial expressions, you understand, that stand out the most, and put that. Don't post no 20 pictures, because I tell you, nobody want to see Kevin face 20 times. Sorry.
Thank you, man. Thank you. All right. Cassius, I feel this was the best interview so far. All right. I mean, you're rocking with us from the start. That's good. Tonight was great, though. I mean, I really enjoyed it. The gel.
Good exercise.
Yeah. I appreciate. I mean, I don't know about the other guys.
No. This is absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Less money we lose ever. You understand?
Yeah, man. Thanks very much, man, Jason. Persons in the comments, thanks for engaging with us tonight.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I've never done anything like this, so I enjoyed it. It was our first time, so I really enjoyed it.
I could have never tell that you never did this before. I would think you
need to talk about colors in the future.
Yeah. I have plenty of things I wanted to ask you tonight. I mean, all about your workflow, how you
Well, you can ask a couple. Just ask if anybody has anything they want to talk. Ask me before.
You now say keep it short and sweet. We could go on for another hour. You now said keep it short and sweet. I mean, we have
but that's if you have a couple of questions that you think people might benefit from, you could ask.
All right, quick question. Just one quick question. How do you get your clients? How you just go through the workflow of a shoot, right? How do you get your clients to get comfortable? How do you?
All right. Well, my way of dealing with that is very simple. I wouldn't say simple. First thing you have to do is make sure and communicate with the client, which is like talk to them, like sit down and talk to them, and also, but a trick I just use, I just tell them, I'm going to do some test shots. You understand? And test shots never done. I don't ever stop taking test shots. It's like, when I tell people test shots, the guard is dropped. You understand? Because basically they don't really care. Like we just doing some test shots. So I was like, yeah, just relax yourself. You just go and test out the camera a little bit, you understand? Test out the lighting, make sure it's working. And then after a while, they'll be like, you're still testing? Like, but I stopped testing a long time ago. And it's like, the goal is to drop someone's guard. You understand? Once the person can relax and be themselves, it's like it is get the most authentic shots, you understand, possible. So it's like, and even like, let me just say, if you're doing a shoot, and I think me and Conrad talk about it at a point in time, and you find the shoot not going away, you had to stop the shoot. You had to stop it. You understand? And try to talk, you understand? Relax the person, have a conversation, ask them about the family, just talk about things that you feel would make the person relax, you understand? And drink some water, something, just to kind of get in a groove. You understand? So it's like I like to talk to people, you understand? Having conversation. And if you're not good at having conversation with people, you gotta get accustomed to that, because when you get accustomed to talking to people, you just get information that you would not have known before. And it sounds like they might have had a past experience with an ex-photographer who make them look bad or feel bad. You understand? So it's like you had to find a way now to take them out of that mental, because people just get tired with trauma. Trauma is not all about just things that you deal with years. Like trauma could happen recent, you understand? And it's something that have somebody feeling insecure about themselves. And it's like you don't want somebody to feel insecure. You want that person to feel the best self, you understand? And if you can't do that, if you can't make that person, like when I say if you can't make that person feel like that, let me just say, if you go in and shoot somebody, right? And like let me just say the person tick, and you're not a big fan of shooting tick girls or tick people. If you not, don't do it. Don't waste your time, because it's like you just basically going to take their money. It's like if you could appreciate the person for who they are and understand that this person is a person they want to look good too, it's like don't waste your time, don't waste the person's time. And understand? It's like you had to go in it knowing that here we're going on. I go in and do my best job. Because every time I do a photo shoot, I just be anxious, I just be bummy, because I want these photos to look like here we're going on. Every shoot had to look like fire. Once I accept the set here when we go in and do this, but I go in all out. You know, so I pull in everything out of the bag to do this photo shoot. And I say, like, if you don't feel comfortable, like you don't want to, like, let me just say the person gay, you understand? And you're uncomfortable with gays or something like that, and you can't shoot them. Don't go and do it. You understand? Because you wouldn't be giving the client what they really need. You understand? Because you just go in there just to make our money. It's like you had to make sure you're comfortable with it. It's like you had to go and give that person the best of yourself. If you know you won't, because just say what on. Sorry, but I'm really not too comfortable doing a shoot like this. You had to be straight with the person. Understand? Or however you could kind of let them down, you know, sound good and everybody, you know, whatever. But you had to be comfortable and say, you know what? People is people. I go in and do the shoot. You understand? This person look like a nice person, and I'm telling you this. It's like I shoot all different kind of people. Gay, straight, thick, slim, all different kind. And I tell you, sometimes you just get pictures that you would have never believed you would have gotten. You understand? Because of a different experience.
All right.
So yeah.
I mean, yeah, we had a cut. Any questions, guys? You all have anything you all want to ask?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I
I'm really
waiting
good.
for part 2 and 3.
That was a really good question, Conrad.
Yeah, I feel Jason, we had to have you on again, but I mean,
Yeah, most assuredly.
yeah, probably.
And make sure to do BTS for the project that you're doing in November.
Not worry. I'm going to do some serious BTS for that, because that one is a movie. And that's all I point. It's a movie.
Love it.
It's a simple shoot, but the concept is a nice concept.
Nice, man.
Yeah,
nice.
Make sure. So we're looking for it, eh?
No, don't worry. I don't disappoint.
All right.
Woo! Fire. All right, man. So we starting. Jason, thanks again, man. Jason,
No problem.
The fine art photographer of Jason C. Audain, Sion of Adato Studio, Owen, Bruce Lights and Canvas, and myself of Affordable Imports. Thanks for rocking with us tonight. Please like and share. Even after, you could find us on YouTube. We are available on the... Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say the Caribbean Creative Space. That's the name of the YouTube channel.
That's
okay,
correct.
Well,
Yes.
No, I want to check that one out.
Yeah,
I like the
Caribbean
Instagram, the
Creative Space.
Facebook page, but I didn't know it have a YouTube page.
Yeah, we have the Facebook page. There's also the other end on my Facebook page, Affordable Imports, and then
Affordable imports.
yeah, just share it, please. We're just asking. We're trying to give creatives a voice, give them the opportunity to be heard. We want to give persons their flowers while they are still around, not waiting
Yep.
until they are gone to then say they were great or appreciate for what they actually contributed to our community here in TNT and the Caribbean and a wider space. So again, please like and share. If you'd like to see Jason on again, drop it in the comments. Probably some questions you'd probably like to have asked the next time. If you have anybody else you'd like to see on here, let us know and we could probably reach out to them. But again, thanks very much for sticking with us tonight. If again you want to check us out, we are on Facebook. We're also on YouTube, Caribbean Creative Space. Check us out. Alright, have a good night, everyone. Take care.
Peace.